the new US-Saudi civil nuclear deal really about clean energy? Or is it a strategic move to counter China, contain Iran, and reshape the balance of power in West Asia? More importantly, what does it mean for India? Let's decode this agreement from a UPSC perspective. So, hello everyone and welcome to Mastoora IAS. So today we will discuss about this topic. So, the US and Saudi Arabia have signed a joint declaration on the completion of negotiations on civil nuclear cooperation. The agreement was signed by US Energy Secretary Chris Wright and Saudi Energy Minister Prince Abdullah bin Salman Al Saud. The deal aims to help Saudi Arabia develop a peaceful civilian nuclear energy program for electricity generation, energy diversification, and sustainable development. The important thing is this is a civil nuclear cooperation agreement, not a nuclear weapons agreement. So, what is the background? Saudi Arabia has traditionally depended on oil and natural gas for electricity generation. However, under its Vision 2030 strategy, it aims to diversify its economy and reduce dependence on fossil fuels. Civil nuclear energy is seen as a reliable source of clean and stable electricity, while allowing Saudi Arabia to export more of its oil instead of consuming it domestically. Now, why is US supporting this deal? First, countering China's growing influence. China has expanded its economic and strategic presence in the Middle East through infrastructure projects and nuclear cooperation. By partnering with Saudi Arabia, the US seeks to ensure that Riyadh remains aligned with the Western Bloc rather than relying on China or Russia for nuclear technology. Now, the second point, strengthening strategic influence in West Asia. Saudi Arabia is one of the America's most important partners in the Gulf. This agreement strengthens strategic cooperation, regional stability, and long-term political influence. Third, promoting clean energy. Nuclear energy is a low-carbon source of electricity that supports global climate goals while ensuring energy security. Now, let's see what are the benefits for Saudi Arabia. First, energy diversification reduces dependence on oil and natural gas for electricity generation. Second, higher oil exports. Using nuclear power at home allows Saudi Arabia to export more crude oil, increasing government revenue. Third, advanced technology. Access to nuclear technology, skilled workforce, research collaboration, and high-tech infrastructure. Then the fourth, we have Vision 2030 goals, supports economic modernization and industrial diversification. Now, what are the benefits for the US? First, it strategic presence maintains American influence in a geopolitically important region. Second, countering China and Russia prevents rivals for dominating Saudi Arabia's nuclear sector. Third, economic opportunities. American companies may secure contracts for nuclear reactors, energy services, fuel supply, and technical assistance. Fourth, stronger bilateral relations deepens long-term security and energy cooperation with Saudi Arabia. Now, what are the benefits for India? First, greater energy security. India imports a significant share of its crude oil from West Asia. If Saudi Arabia uses more nuclear energy domestically, it can export more oil, contributing to a more stable global energy market. Second, stable West Asia. A stable Saudi Arabia supports secure energy supplies, stable shipping routes, and reduced geopolitical uncertainty. Third, economic opportunities. Infrastructure development. India companies may participate in infrastructure development, energy projects, IT services, and skilled workforce support. Fourth, stronger India and Saudi partnership. As Saudi Arabia modernizes its economy, opportunities for investment, trade, and technological cooperation with India may expand. Now, what are the challenges? So, first challenges, nuclear proliferation risks. A major concern is whether Saudi Arabia may eventually seek uranium enrichment and fuel reprocessing, technologies that can also be used in nuclear weapons programs. Second, Iran-Saudi rivalry. Iran already has an advanced nuclear program. Saudi Arabia's growing nuclear capability could intensify regional competition and trigger an arms race. Third, Israel's security concerns. Israel closely monitors any nuclear developments in the Middle East and may view the agreement through a security lens. Fourth, need for strong IAEA safeguards. Strict monitoring by the International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA) is essential to ensure that nuclear technology is used exclusively for peaceful purposes. Fifth, regional stability. If geopolitical tensions increase, the agreement could become another point of strategic rivalry in West Asia. Now, what are the challenges for India? First is strategic balancing. India maintains strong ties with the US, Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Israel. Balancing these relationships without taking sides will remain a key diplomatic challenge. Second, oil price volatility. If regional tensions escalate, global oil prices could rise, increasing India's import bill. Third, China's response. China may strengthen its own strategic partnerships in the Gulf, intensifying geopolitical competition in the design. Now, from the UPSC relevance, if we say that it is related to the GS paper, second. First, India, it includes India-US relations, India-Saudi relations, and West Asia and international relations. It was also related to the GS paper third, which include energy security, nuclear energy, clean energy transition, and strategic resources. So, from the whole topic, if I would come out with a best UPSC mains question, so the question will be: Civil nuclear cooperation has emerged as an important instrument for strategic diplomacy in the 21st century. Discussed in the contents of the recent US Saudi Civil Nuclear Cooperation Agreement. So, this would be the question. Okay, so at the last, I just conclude my words by just saying that the US Saudi Civil Nuclear Cooperation Agreement is far more than an energy partnership. It reflects the intersection of geopolitics, energy security, technological cooperation, and strategic competition. While the agreement offers Saudi Arabia a pathway towards clean energy and economic diversification, also serves US strategic interest in controlling China and maintaining influence in West Asia. For India, the deal presents opportunities in energy security and economic cooperation, but it also requires careful diplomatic balancing and evolving regional rivalries. So, this agreement is not just about nuclear energy, it is about shaping the future strategic order of West Asia. So, I hope you like the way of my explanation and you like the topic. So, for further, if you want the PDF of this topic, you can join our Telegram channel. The link is mentioned below in the description box. You can check there. So, thank you so much.